Welcome. What is going on? We're here for Sunday night free live tarot readings. Hello, Joe's Mystic, Silent Shadow, Sahu, CM, Sam, Midnight, Natasha, Lady, TS, and Diane. How's everybody doing tonight? It's a Sunday night. We got plenty of football in. We got more football, I think, tonight. I don't know. Is there a game tonight? I'm not sure. I assume so. I know there should be a game until like December. When we start with the playoffs, then games no there. But anyway, what are SD's feelings? When will we reunite? Hello, what's going on? All right. Anybody have any questions? Let me know. Tammy, welcome back. How are you doing? So good to see you. Let me know if you have a question. It's the show introduction.
It's 6:30. Time for the Tarot Oracle Show.
There you go. The show introduction. Get a reading on the love life regarding the Aquarius. Stressed out? Pretty sure the universe loves me. You pray that the universe loves me. There you go. Boo-boo. What is going on? Actually go into work tomorrow. Congratulations, CM. That is good news all around. It is always good news to go to work because you know that you need that paycheck. Rent comes due. Rent comes due. It never really takes a break. There's never a day off of rent. You know what I mean? Sam, we're talking about a job. Let's go for that one. And I like that one the best. By the way, if you're new here, there is no list. Donations take priority, then I pick at random. SK, speaking of donations, thank you for your donation. I greatly appreciate that. So I'm just going to choose random ones. We got one donation so far. Let us use everybody's favorite. Well, I guess. My favorite, because it's mine. I made it, the Waterfall Tarot. We got a new deck coming out, by the way, the Tasty Tarot. The Kickstarter is in 2 weeks, so watch out for that, because it is going to be a fun one, that is for sure. Get some pretty good reactions on the cards, and certainly it's fun making them. So right now we have all of the cards made that we're going to do on the Kickstarter. So we are firmed down. I need to go through each card and make sure that it looks absolutely perfect before we do the Kickstarter. I need to make all the Kickstarter text, work on the book, etc. So we're sort of in there. All right. Sam wants to know about a job. Sam, I am. What is going on? Ace of Pentacles looks pretty good for that. Maddie, thank you for your donation. I appreciate you as well. Maddie, thank you for all of the positive comments and likes on all of the tarot stuff that I post on Instagram. By the way, if you're not on my Instagram, it's up here, or at least it will be once it cycles through. Ms. M, thank you for your donation. Hannah, thank you for your donation as well. Ace of Pentacles says the job prospects are looking pretty good. The Five of Pentacles says, although we do have some job prospects, some of these are not going to work out. It's like we have more than one thing going on. We have more than one thing in motion. And part of that is choosing the correct thing or choosing the right thing. I think a lot of these are sort of just waste of time to where they're just going to underpay you. They're going to work you to death. One of those things, you sort of got to be careful as far as choosing that stuff. Ace of Pentacles says we do have opportunities. There are things that are available, and we do have that going on. Kitty, welcome. How are you doing? And Five of Pentacles says sort of beware of any sort of trap or any sort of, the job posting where they're just sort of wasting your time. So sort of watch out for that. Magician says you do have the skills that pay the bills. It's going to be important as far as the job prospects go, as far as trying to get something going on. The Magician says you're there. I think part of sort of what is inhibiting you not only is COVID, but there seems to be a location barrier as well. It seems that your current location, there could be a lot of challenges sort of getting something that's going to be long-term, getting something that's going to be great. Page of Cups also says there's a sort of a management hiccup to where you are getting some challenging managers, some managers that expect too much, that expect you to perform miracles and all of this other garbage. You got to sort of watch out for that and be aware of that. So we have a couple of hoops to jump through to get anything steady. Location is going to be a problem. COVID is going to be a problem. But overall, I think you do have multiple job prospects either now or coming in the future that are going to work out for you. So there you go. All right. Oh, SK, how is my relationship going? Is it going to take any further steps? All right, is the relationship going to move forward? Is it going to stagnate? What is going to happen with all of that stuff? We need to know. We have to know. This is mandatory. All right, love in December and January. All right, we're getting right in there, no pun intended, to that love and seeing what's going on. We need to move our tarot tower a little bit over there. Let's do some decks we haven't touched in a while. We need to get some lonely decks up in here. We're going to do the Star Tarot. If I can reach it, the Star Tarot is going to be the magnificent one tonight. We're going to use only rare decks that we haven't touched in a while. And I'm ashamed to say I have neglected the Star Tarot, and I feel bad too. It was like $32 and it is beautiful. I think one of my problems is it freaking warped. It did warp a little bit. I mean, it went full on warp. You know what I'm saying? That's not encouraging, for, at least to me. You know, if you're going to print something, I don't mind 350 GSM. I like thick cards. Everybody likes it nice and thick. But yeah, you know, you need to get one that doesn't warp. I don't know if that's a problem related to the, I don't know if that's a problem related to the, well, we don't read all reversals, so we got to flip them. I don't know if that's a problem related to the printer. I don't know if the manufacturer actually never tried this printer before or whatever, but, you know, you got to watch out for this, definitely. Okay, let's see. The Emperor, the Star Tarot with the Emperor. I never did. I need to write them and get another Emperor card. But the problem is if I get a new card, it's not going to be warped. Now it's not going to fit. I guess I'd warp it before I put it in. So love, what is going on? Is this going to progress? Is this going to stall out? What is going on? Eight of Wands says it does progress, but you don't like where it progresses to. The Queen of Pentacles says overall it's going to be pretty satiated. It's going to be nice. It's not going to be something where you're just upset at the end of it. Is going to be something where you're pretty happy and content. I mean, not fully, but you're going to be pretty happy, right? Maddie, thank you for your other donation. I appreciate that. But yeah, the Queen of Pentacles. It does say that we are sort of in a space where we're going to be pretty comfortable overall in the grand scheme of things. Now, to get there, a bit of a challenge, of course. I mean, you're sort of seeing that, you're hearing that, you're seeing little signs of that, your intuition is kicking off with all of that. Eight of Wands says they are going to move forward again, but you don't like where they go. The Five of Swords, a Lord of Defeat. Lord of Defeat's a rough card. It's just kind of harsh, and you got to kind of put up with the Lord of Defeat, like it or not. That's sort of where you're going to end up, I guess. The Lord of Defeat says we do have some obstacles to jump through in order to get this to where we need it to be. Now, it's almost like that your partner is just not cooperating. It's like you're trying to coax a dog into, you know, one of the little kennels so you can take him to the vet. You know what I mean? It's like you're trying to coax that dog into the kennel. It just doesn't feel like that you're that's happening well, and it doesn't feel like that they want to come along. So it just seems like that you're doing a lot of work in order to get this where you need it to be. So is that sort of going to be mutually beneficial in the long run? Probably not, but it's not anything devastating. It's just some hoops to jump through, right? Five of Swords says they're not cooperating. They're going to be in that mode. The Ace of Wands says you can run around this and get them to cooperate. You can get the dog and put him in the kennel. You eventually just got to do it. So the Ace of Wands says we do need to put some work in, some effort in, and do a little strategy, maybe some games or what have you in order to get this where we need it to be. At the end of the day, though, I think that you're pretty happy overall, but it just needs some work. It's like this person needs a little bit of coaching. They need some encouragement. They need to be sort of prompted and pushed, I guess, or wherever they need to go. Into the kennel we go. We got to go to the veterinarian. You know what I mean? One of those things, definitely one of those things where it's just not going to be overall this smooth transition from A to B. So if you're looking for that, it's not going to be there. But yeah, if they're not taking any further steps, you need to prompt them to take the steps. So, you know, it's kind of an awkward thing. I need to ask somebody, or I need to sort of prompt somebody to go in the direction that they should be going anyway. But yeah, you're going to have to take some steps there. The Ace of Wands says you can't really avoid that. So there we go. Can't really avoid that at the end of the day. Nile, you are not on the list. You know why, Nile? Because there is no list. Donations take priority, and then I pick it random. So we're going to go through the donations, and then at the end of that, if there's any more, we're going to pick it random from the chat. So post your question after the donations settle down a little bit, and we will take a look. By the way, in case you wondered where we are in the queue, we are right here. So we got 4 more to go. Let's see what we got going on with Ms. M. Has the Cap guy really forgiven me? Do we have forgiveness? Have they blessed us with the blessing of forgiveness? Forgiveness or no forgiveness? Let's see about that. All right. Lady Knight, welcome. Bhavesh, welcome as well. As always, it's good to see everybody tonight. It's Sunday night. We got some football coming up. We got some tarot going on right now. And, it's, pretty casual, fun Sunday night. I do enjoy the casual days. These are pretty fun. So entertaining to say the least. All right. We got a little bit of the Dark Mansion feel going on here. That's what you need. That's what you need is Dark Mansion Tarot. Gotta say, this is... Look at the, okay, let me take a side break it. Look at the condition of these cards. Look at the condition. I have used these at least 200 times. I've shuffled them at least 200 times. Look at it. It's perfect. The edges aren't worn on any side. The edges aren't worn. The cards are immaculate. Whatever printer this person used is just godlike. I mean, I've never seen anything that just can handle 200 shuffles, not a single chip, dent, no marks, no nothing. Rue Rose, thank you for your donation. I appreciate you. I'm telling you, the Dark Mansion Tarot, that Taroteca company, whatever printer they're using is just nuts, is just insane. So that is just pure quality. Quality with the print. I'm just saying. All right, we don't read reversals, so here we go again. Let's see about that. Let's see for your Cap guy, how is that going? Cards look immaculate. I mean, I've used these every day for what, a year? Every day for a year. That's more than it's like 300 sometimes. Yeah, the King of Cups, the 2 of Cups, the 4 of Cups, and the Tower. I mean, you know that this person likes the spice. Our Capricorn likes the spice. That's how they roll. They do. We got a little bit of the Tower. There's always going to be a little spice in the meal. Never going to be a meal that's just plain Jane. There's nothing in this. There's nothing in it. There's no salt. There's no paprika. There's no pepper. There's going to be some spice in that meal. That's how this person rolls. That's how the Cap rolls. And we sort of know that from the beginning, right? 4 of Cups. 4 of Cups does say we get in a mode where we don't blend. Does that make sense? So, okay, when you approach your cat, right? You approach your cat and you try to pet it when it's eating. And the cat thinks you're going to steal its food for whatever freaking reason. You gave it the food. I don't know. I'm not a cat. I don't understand. And they start like growling at you. That doesn't blend. Like, that's not the time to pet them. That's the time you sort of want to back off there, or you're going to get nipped in the finger. So you got to back off a little bit. But then when the cat's like relaxed and the cat's like sort of chilling out and everything, then you can approach them and pet them and it's okay. So sometimes we just don't blend. Sometimes we have this thing where it's just not the right time to do certain things, not the right time to talk, not the right time to communicate. Maybe just relax a little bit, wait till the cat's a little calmer, and then we talk and communicate and whatnot. Sunflower, thank you for your donation. So it feels like we have one of those coming along sometimes. The Tower says sometimes we just interact with a Capricorn when they're eating or whatever, and then they're growling. We're going to get our fingers bit a little bit. But the Tower says that just happens. Sometimes you got to sort of watch for that. So we got to sort of be in that queue sort of be in the queue, be sort of aware of these normal phases the person goes through. That's sort of where we're at. And I say all this because we have the Four of Cups. That's receiving something we don't want. And when we receive something we don't want, we get in the tower mode. Everything sort of crumbles down. We get a little bit argumentative and whatnot. Witty, thank you for your donation. I appreciate that. But the Two of Cups says, you know, at the end of the day, we're still together. We still love each other. We're still together. It's going to be one thing. The cat still loves you. Just don't pet it when it's freaking eating. You know what I mean? Maybe you gave it like that deluxe meow mix. We want a little can where you got to open the can, you know, the deluxe. I mean, maybe you gave the cat that and the cat's like, oh man, this is like steak and baked potato time. You know, the cat's really excited. You don't pet them when they're eating the little fancy can thing. The Two of Cups is at the end of the day, we're still together. The cat still loves you. Just don't pet it when it's eating the fancy thing. And the King of Cups says they do go through a little bit of the mood. So, you know, there you go. There we go. The analogies are just dripping with analogies today. That it's going to be one of those nights. It's going to be an analogy night. You know what I mean? All right. Med school. How will it work out? Want the Thoth. Maddie is living on the edge of danger. Wants the Thoth tonight. All right. Thoth and med school. Is that a thing? Is that a thing? Speaking of cats, we got Kitty's Corner. All right. Paula, welcome. Who else joined since I went on my rant about the cats? Anybody? Ilda join. What is going on, Ilda? How you doing? All right. Let's see about this. We're going to use some outside of the box tonight. We haven't used this one in a quite some time. That is for sure. This is I got the box on the other side of the room. I'm not going to go get it. I'm too lazy. This is the something tarot. It's the something tarot. I think it's the Celtic, something Celtic tarot. Anyway, it's on my channel. You'll figure it out. Go through the 4K flip throughs until you see this, and you know that's the one that it is. Is something Celtic. Anyway, all right, Ms. M, thank you for your other donation. I appreciate that. Is the cat coming over to visit this week? There you go. Ms. M wants to know. All right, the Thoth and med school, and I put up the wrong thing. You know, I'm just like, tonight's just going to be a random night. It's going to be one of those nights. Med school, how will it work out? Okay. It's going to be one of those nights. We're going to use that deck in a minute. Trust me, don't worry. I'm not going to pick up the box now. Now that I'm on the trend, I should probably go pick up the box. All right, we're doing the Thoth for Maddie, as Maddie requested. Look at that. She knows what's going on. She's got the World, got the Ace of Cups, got a little bit of that. Okay, first of all, med school is going to be a pain in the ass. That's for sure. How's it going to work out? Well, it's going to be a pain in the ass. We do have a bit of a fight, do have a bit of a conflict, do have a bit of a sort of uphill climb there, the way we have to grasp onto something and desperately climb up the hill. And that's going to be one of those. It's going to be one of those nights. It's going to be one of those nights where you just have to climb up the hill. You're going to have to fight. You're going to have to claw in. Sometimes it's going to be pretty difficult to get through. Definitely not easy. It's going to be sort of overloaded. You're going to feel like you don't have time for anything else. It's just really going to be sort of a killer as far as the schooling goes. So as far as challenges, you have it on the 9, a literal 9 out of 10 on the swords there. It just feels like that we're just dripping with pain sometimes through there. So we don't have time to do what we need to do. Don't have time for a social life. We sacrifice a lot of this stuff going to med school. That's how it works, I guess. But yeah, we also in competition. I think you have people in your classes that are just going to be literal geniuses, and they're just going to be cranking out stuff, and you're just going to feel like you're inadequate sometimes. And you know, that competition feel is going to be very prevalent with that. Now, you do feel like that you are working towards the end goal, which is going to be having a career, having a skill that will allow you just to walk in any country in the world and be instantly in demand. So that's one thing, you know. If you ever want to move, you ever want to see the world, you ever want to get some excitement, stuff like that, you can do that because so there's that emotional satisfaction. You are reaching the end goal. I think you're going to be pretty satisfied overall. Sweat, tears, pain, not going to be a big deal. The world says at the end of the day, I think it's going to be, I think it's going to work out pretty good. So the world is a very positive card for the ending of anything, especially for something that can be that difficult. It's a good indicator that it is going to work out. But again, you do pay the price, literally pay the price with the cash and the pain and suffering. of doing a very difficult task. So yeah, overall it's going to work out. The world says yes. It is indeed going to work out. All right, now will I be moving? Hannah wants to know, moving or no moving? We got a lot of good cards that are going to let us know that. All right, let me go get the box for this tarot. It's like 5 feet away. Hang on. I will look at and see where the box is. Oh. There we go. The universal Celtic, not just a Celtic or Celtic, depending upon how you pronounce it, it's the universal. So anywhere in the universe that you are, this is going to be your Celtic or Celtic deck, depending on how you pronounce it. So, that's the way it goes. That's the way it goes. Got to get a little peek in there. Been doing magic too long. I do want to use there is a great card trick that I want to do on stream, but it's extremely difficult. So I need to practice it a little bit in order to get it down. But this is a pretty deck. I really like what they did with this deck and whatnot. So they did a lot of good work with this. Man, I don't understand how people spend this much time making a deck of cards. I'm just saying, that's beyond me. All right, are we going to be moving or no moving? What is going to be happening? So let's look and see if we have any moving cards. 8 of Wands says yes. 10 of Pentacles says yes. Star says we're not moving where we want to go. The King of Pentacles says yes. I think you do have a good moving indicator in here. So moving in the next 4 months, that's a pretty good time frame. Yes, I think so. The spoiler card, the good card, the card that you sort of want to see with something like that is definitely not buttery muffins. It is going to be the 8 of Wands. It's a movement card. We're looking for the 8 of Wands, Knight of Swords, Chariot. We're looking for a movement card. We need to sniff out a movement card in here. We found it. It's the second card. So what's this first card? What are we sort of moving into? It means we finally have the money saved up. We have everything, the finances in place. We have the money transferred. We have the down payment. We have all of this other stuff ready to go and fully in 100%, right? King of Pentacles says a retired banker. We're set. We're set up, ready to roll. 8 of Wands says we do start the movement. We are pretty good with that. 10 of Pentacles does say that we are content with where we end up as well. That's the happy home. It's literally the happy home. You have a happy family. You have the dog, the grandmother, grandfather. You have the children dancing around. You have all the mate and everything. And the 10 of Pentacles says we're content with where we end up, which is going to be a big thing. All right. The Star says we don't end up where we originally sort of thought about. We have different options. We ran into different things. The Star is sort of the guiding light, the North Star. We're out in sea. We're going to follow the North Star to where we need to be. Hey, that rhymes. But the Star says we don't end up in the place that we originally expected. Almost like we have a little detour going in there. But yes, we do move. That looking good to move. All right. London Guy and I. Do we have a love venture? Let's get some love from Maddie. Look at that. Get some hearts up there. I think for a new venture, we can use the Witches Tarot. We are going all out with the tarots that we haven't done in quite some time tonight. This is the Witches Tarot by is it Ellen Dugan? Ellen Dugan? I don't remember. Anyway, it's a Witches Tarot. I sometimes get this confused with Ciro Marchetti's tarot, but not exactly the same art style, but there it goes. Brandon, thank you for your donation. I appreciate that. Run for the hills, or is this the girl? Brandon, you don't want... My friend, Brandon, one time my friend had a girlfriend, and he was not nice, so she was very mean back to him. You got to watch out for that. We got to see. Run for the hills. You definitely don't want to get in one of those. All right, let's change the topic now. We're going back to the London Guy and I. Let's see. Maddie, London love. Is that going to be a thing? Are we going to be going to the UK for some love action? Ooh, the Lovers. Well, that looks pretty good. The 2 of Wands. the Page of Swords and the Ace of Man is looking pretty good. Looking pretty good. I think the relationship could be going somewhere. It just seems like that we have some distance thing to sort of work out. The Two of Wands says we have some distance problems, right? You know, the distance thing, it always sort of makes it a little bit difficult, also makes it awkward. Is this a long distance love to where you're not anywhere near each other? You got to do the distance motion in order to get around there and all that stuff. So a crazy thing with this London guy. All right. Well, Maddie says we do have a bit of a distance, but the Two of Wands is sort of a distance card sometimes. I mean, it is domain, right? A lot of times it means that we need to sort of search out and seek something, or we do have pride within our land. We have pride within sort of what we own. We have the domain. This is our domain. This is how it's working out. But there's sort of a distance thing that we have that with this. The 2 and the 3, you're a lot of times you're looking at a distance. By the way, I want to do a video on long distance relationships. If you see a window in a tarot deck, that also could mean distance as well. So there's a lot of sort of things that mean long distance relationships. I'll do a video. I want to do 10,000 videos in my series about card combos, by the way. The Lover says it's going to work out pretty good. We got some pretty good deal going on. It's something where that they're definitely not stable, right? The Page of Swords, you're kind of putting up with some crap. The Page of Swords is the spy. It has one of every element. Therefore, the Page of Swords is able to work out things, put up with crap, and sort of adjust to situations that could be unusual sometimes. You're going to have to do a little bit of that. The Lover says that, you know, it goes pretty well, but, you know, everything is not perfect. Such. Ace of Wands says there is some work to do. We need to put a Band-Aid on this loving London guy. We need to put a little bit of a Band-Aid on there because he has some injuries to him. He acts odd sometimes. He's got some injuries in his past. He doesn't really know what he's doing. He's sort of back and forth. I think he doesn't really want sometimes to be in a relationship at all. He just has this weird back and forth thing. I actually think he's a little bit on the mental side. You know what I mean? He's a little bit on the mental side. But yeah, anyway, Ace of Wands says we got some Band-Aid work to do. We're going to have to fix them. If this is somebody you want to fix, God bless you. You know, there you go. But the long distance thing makes it worse. Anytime that you have problems with a relationship, the long distance makes it so much worse because you know, at the end of the day, I can just hit block. It's always in the back of your mind in a long distance. If they live down the street, you can't just hit block. That's not going to work. I mean, it will. It'd be kind of awkward. But, you know, at the end of the day, you can just hit block. And that's always at the back of your mind. And that always sort of taints any long distance relationship. But good luck with all of that. I mean, the Lover says it has some potential. It has some good stuff going on. Again, you're going to have to put up with some stuff in order to get from place A to B. Anyway, all right. Does the Aquaman miss me or even think about me? Let's see about that. Rui wants to know, Aquaman. Does Aquaman think about me? Does Aquaman like me? Does Aquaman miss me? I said I wanted to do some tarot. We'll do the dragon tonight. I do enjoy a dragon tale, the Celtic or Celtic dragon. It's Celtic night. It is, you know, it's Celtic night. KD, thank you for hanging out with us. How are you doing tonight? So good to see you. Everybody's here. Lily's here. KD's here. We got all the crew is hanging out tonight. This is what I'm talking about. So let's see what we're doing with the Aquaman. Do they miss me? Do they love me? Do they even know that I exist? Ace of Cups, maybe not. We don't read all reversals, so we're flipping them. It's just a policy that we have here. You know what I mean? Let's see. What have I got going on? Okay. Knight of Pentacles, a Ten of Wands, Ace of Cups, and a Page of Pentacles. This looks absolutely terrible. Do they miss you? Do they think about you? You know, bottom line, no. It doesn't look like they miss you or think about you just a whole lot. Knight of Pentacles says they're in their own thing. I think that they enjoy the time that we had together. We liked that time. It's something special. It's something interesting. Do we want to visit it again? The Ten of Wands says we're a bit encumbered by it. It feels like that we just don't really want to continue on with that. It became a little too much. It became a little too thick, a little too much, and it was time to move on at that point. Ten of Wands says we have a lot of wands on our back. We don't really want to deal with a lot of that anymore. Let's sort of move on. Ace of Cups, we have other adventures, other love, other people to see. We got to move on it sometimes. We're Aquaman. We're going to swim upstream just like a salmon and find somebody new. Ace of Cups says, indeed, we did that. And then the Page of Pentacles says we're looking for something a little more sturdy, not looking for sort of band-aiding up something old. We need something new at this point. So it just doesn't look good. Rue, it doesn't look good about miss me, thinking about me. Again, they enjoyed their time with you. They like you. They enjoyed your time with you. It was something special, but you gotta, move on at some point. I think they have gotten that level of thing done. Well, we got 55 people a minute ago. Thank you for everybody hanging out with me. Sunday night's usually slow, but 55 people is not slow. All right, what else are we going to use tonight? Ooh, we have this one. We have this one. And this is not going to be the deck of the year, but there you go. Tell me, wasting my time with this project. Boo Boo is making a tarot deck. Ooh, let's see about Boo Boo's tarot deck or oracle, maybe an oracle. I'm not sure. The card that you showed me looked like an oracle. So let's go with tarot/oracle or tarot oracle deck. There we go. Let's do it. Let's do it to it. Find out if this is going to be a massive waste of time. The good news, if you go to Kickstarter, you don't have to do the whole deck. Here's a hot tip. If you're going to make a tarot or an oracle deck, don't make the whole thing before you go to Kickstarter. Make yourself 15 cards, 20 cards. Make them the best you can do. And then put those up. Because if you make the whole thing and you don't reach your Kickstarter goal, you're going to be really pissed that you just spent half a year making something that nobody wants. That's why that you got to just make a little preview. Make a little preview and put it up there. And that way, you only spent a week or something. You didn't spend half your life. I can't imagine some of these people that spend like years making a deck. All right. The Fool says you are on an adventure that you really don't know where it is going to end up. So, yeah, there you go. Well, Sunflower already made the deck. Well, okay. Sunflower already made the deck. Well, why are you asking me if you're wasting your time if you already finished? Okay. The Fool says you are on an adventure unknown. Unknown. Where is it going to end up? And will I get a copy of the Oracle? I mean, we have important questions to ask here. The Fool says we don't know where we're going to end up. Destruction, and the Lovers, and sovereignty. I mean, okay. Destruction says you are going to have to make some modifications to it. I think some people want some mods to it. And I think it's more than one person. You're going to get a couple of people that want a couple of mods with it, or they're not going to like certain cards and they're going to whine. I don't know. But yeah, sort of Destruction says you have to destroy a couple of the cards, maybe redo them. But that's life. You know what I mean? That's life. You got to sort of tweak it a little bit and all that good stuff. So Destruction says definitely get some people to run through the deck and get you some feedback on that to make sure that you don't have cards that nobody likes, kind of thing. If you do have cards that nobody likes, make sure and don't show those on the Kickstarter. You know what I mean? At least if a lot of people say they don't like a particular card, you probably don't want to put that on the Kickstarter. Just saying. The Lover says, overall, you got a good match. I think you got a good project. I think a lot of people will want it. We got like 9 people in chat already want it. I'm just saying. The Lover says, we already want it. I want my copy. I'm just saying. The Lover says, here we go. You know what I mean? We have a good project. We have people that want it. We have a marketability. It's going pretty good overall. And Sovereignty says you already made it. You might as well go to Kickstarter and print it. You might as well just go ahead. Go ahead. You know you're going to enjoy it. You know it's going to be a lot of fun. There you go. All right. You're all set. Boo Boo's got an Oracle deck. I want to see it. I want to see more pictures. You gotta send me my copy. I'm just saying. We gotta get that going on. Use that on the stream. Have an Oracle night. Witty Mystic will be allowed to stay in my current living situation until something better comes along. Witty, can I hang here? Can I hang out here? Is that going to be a thing? Philippe, thank you for hanging out with us. Speaking of hanging out, Philippe, it's good to see you as always. As always, let's do tonight the Spacious Tarot. You know what I mean? Spacious Tarot says let's stretch out, relax. It's Sunday night. Let's all watch Sunday Night Football together. If you have Sling TV, we can have a Sling watch party where we can get together and watch Sunday Night Football. I'm just saying, if you have Sling, I will join your watch party. And because if there's a football game on, you know I'm watching. You know I'm on it. I'm on it. I don't miss a single one. I watch all 3 games. I don't miss any of them. I watch the Monday night. I watch all 3 Sunday games. I watch the Thursday night. If they have a delay and sometimes they have a Saturday game, I'll watch that too. I hate college football though. I like the big leagues. Can I hang here? Witty wants to know. Explore the Child, the Wheel of Fortune, and the Elder of Swords. I think so. I think we're good. All right. The good thing is you sort of found this place, looking for another place. You're looking for something better. We're still scanning. The important part is to keep scanning. Apparently, somebody wants to know that you're still looking. They don't want you to be stop looking or anything like that. Yuko, hello. How are you doing? Samantha, welcome. And Nate, welcome as well. So yeah, keep looking. Apparently, somebody's watching you, and they want to know that you're still looking. But yeah, keep looking and let them know that you are looking. The Child of Pentacles says we need to save up that cash and get that going on and get a little cash in reserve. It's going to be important to sort of move forward and get the next big thing. But the Child says we need to sort of save up incrementally, get everything sort of hammered down and get the stability. There is what we're going to need with this. But the answer to your question, the Wheel of Fortune is a cycles card. It's every day comes around, goes around. What comes around, goes around. And when the sun comes up, we wake up, we go to work, we do whatever we're doing. When the sun goes down, we sleep at the same place. So the Wheel of Fortune says day-to-day activity continues. Very important for your question. Day-to-day activities continues. We can hang here until something better comes along. Something better is the Elder of Swords. It is the communication from somebody else. Somebody else has some information about something better. They have an opportunity. They want to communicate with you. That's all about what Swords is about. Swords, information. Sometimes gossip, information, air stuff going on. They do have information for you. So there you go. Basically, yeah. But keep looking. Somebody's watching you. They want to know. They want to know what you're doing. They want to know that you're still looking. So that seems to be important for somebody around you. So definitely keep looking out. Make sure that people know that you're looking around and stuff like that. All right. We got the Grail Tarot too. Look at this. We are reaching outside of the normal day-to-day tarots. It is Sunday, having fun with all of that. Speaking of having fun, is the Cap guy coming to visit? Ms. M. Cap coming to visit or not? What is going on with that? Are they actually going to be around? This is the Grail Tarot. It's the Grail Templar something tarot. The problem is the graphics that come on the screen here, like this one, for example, there's only so many buttons that I can assign to those, and they're all capped out right now. No pun intended to the cap in Miss M's life, but they're all capped out right now. So I'm having to resort to boxes and everything else. So I don't have all the boxes prepared. Let's see about that. Have overtime work. He's always working. Indeed, he loves what he does. He's passionate about whatever that he does. Okay, are the Cap coming to visit or not? Is that going to be a thing? Are they heading this way? Three of Swords says no. Two of Swords says no. Ten of Swords says no. And the Two of Stones says no. It looks like no. I would surmise that this looks like no. The Two of Swords, the blinding, the closed body language. I don't want to deal with this right now. I have other things I'm doing. I'm closed up. I have closed body language. I really don't want any of these things coming around. The Two of Swords says, yeah, that doesn't feel like we need to do that. The Three of Swords, the heartbreak card. We feel like we're heartbroken. We didn't come to visit. He doesn't care for us. What's going on? The Three of Swords. He has a little bit of that heartbreak feel for them not coming to visit during this time frame. And then the Ten of Swords, you know what I mean? They just don't want to deal with it. They don't want to deal with it right now. They're busy. They got other things to do and all this stuff. But yeah, the Ten of Swords says, oh, we're sort of in a cutting motion where we want to cut this out. We don't want to deal with it. We want to get to other things, and it's going to be important later on. But right now, we have other things to handle, to take care of. We are back in the business. The Two of Stones, there are choices to make. I think you end up cornering them, and they do promise to come by some other time. And you said, that's going to be okay. You'd be like, all right, you're going to come this weekend. Okay, that's fine. This weekend or next week early, that's fine. There you go. But I think you work out a deal. I don't think they're just going to be, really rude or anything. I think it's just going to be a little back and forth, and then you work out a deal at the end of that. Philippe, thank you for your donation. I appreciate that. Philippe just hosted somebody. Thank you, Philippe. I appreciate you. If anybody has a question, ask it in chat. There you go. You just want to love them. That's the story. That is the story of everybody. Just want to love them. All right, let's see what we got earlier in chat, if we got any questions. If you get them in, let me know. My brother will get a permanent job soon. Diane has a question about the brother and a permanent job. We will get to that in a minute. In the meantime, let's find out if Brandon hooked up with a psycho. That's an important reading right there. Brandon, run or stay? Is that going to be a thing? Let's use a thought for this. I think it's important because sometimes, or no, this might hurt Terrell. Sometimes we need some good info, because if it's going to be one of those relationships to where you end up needing to ghost them or get a restraining order or something, those are not the kind that you want. Let's get with this, Brandon. What's going on there? D-Dave, welcome. D-Dave snuck in as well. Destiny, what is going on? How are you doing tonight? All right, let's see how this goes. Brandon, hope for the best with the This Might Hurt Tarot. Let's see how that's going to work out. The Three of Swords, Seven of Swords, and the Three of Pentacles. All right, Brandon, we got good news and we got bad news. Which would you like to hear first? All right, entertainment purposes only, obviously. But, entertainment purposes only. Never make relationship decisions based upon a fat man on YouTube reading cards. So, that said, should we run or should we stay? You run. Run away as fast as you can. The Seven of Swords actually shows you running. You are running the other way. You are running quite rapidly the other way as well. The Three of Pentacles says that there's something going on with their friends, family, or something like that you get embroiled into, and God, you don't want to be anywhere near it. So the Three of Pentacles says there's some stuff waiting, stuff brewing with some friends, family of theirs, and you end up getting into it, and it doesn't work out very well at all. In fact, it's so awkward that you come back here to tell me the story. So, you know what I mean? You come back here to tell me the story. It was so awkward. Seven of Swords actually shows you running away. You're running the other way as fast as you can. The Three of Swords says there's heartbreak in the future. You're running towards that. You gotta exit stage left at this point. You know what I mean? Samantha, thank you for your donation. I appreciate you. Eight of Pentacles says there are better things to do. There are better things to do. There are other fish in the sea. And this particular fish may not be the one that you want to catch. So you definitely want to exit stage left from the heartbreak and get to the Eight of Pentacles and sort of work to clean up the mess, because there's some, again, friends, family thing going on that's so freaking awkward that you end up coming back to tell me the story. So there's that. There's that. When you got a tarot reader, it's so funny that you got to tell them the story. I have all sorts of stories about weird relationships that my friends have had. So, you don't want to get anywhere in one of those. So yeah, definitely run. There you are. Hopefully that saves you a lot of grief and hassle, but as always, it is just an entertainment reading. Yeah, you gotta run. It actually showed you running. You know what I mean? When it physically shows you running away from that Three of Swords, that's not a good sign. All right, if you get a minute. Sure, I got a minute. You got hosted by Philippe. Thank Philippe in chat. Diane. Okay, my brother. Okay, brother would get a permanent job soon. Okay, he has done a lot of temp jobs. Looking for the Eight of Pentacles that we just saw right there. We just saw that Eight of Pentacles. Let's see if we can get that again. Let's get a good permanent job deck. That's going to be the Hermetic. Again, the Hermetic is coming into its own right now. I think the Hermetic is that cold weather. You know what I mean? It's getting below 30 degrees. You feel like it's a little bit chilly outside. You go to jog in the morning and it's too cold. You're just freezing the whole time. It's one of those decks where just a cold weather deck. And I think that the Hermetic Tarot is going to give us a good answer to this. So let's see what we are doing indeed. Get the Nine of Swords there. Jamie, thank you for your donation. Let me know what your question is. I appreciate you as always. Okay. Nine of Swords, the Eight of Cups, Fortitude. Sort of interesting. Sure, Fortitude. And the Seven of Pentacles. Basically, it's going to be a while. Temp jobs seem to be a thing. Somehow they're restricted. They're being held back. They're not able to get what they need done, right? The Nine of Swords, we're just not able to get what we need. We have opportunities. We have things around. The opportunities end up being temp jobs. A lot of people are hiring for temp jobs. The easiest thing to come across is the temp job. It just feels like that's all we're going to get for a while. That's all that seems to be available in this current environment. But yeah, you do have that feel where the Nine of Swords, we're just searching, we're seeking, we're not really getting what we need. The Eight of Cups being reversed says that a lot of times it's sort of difficult because you have one temp job, and if you want to get another temp job, then you have to schedule that around your first temp job, so it's a pain in the butt. You are sort of running into that. That's sort of being a bit of a challenge as you come into there. Fortitude says we are getting impatient with it. It doesn't feel like we have any stability. It does feel like that we're sort of seeking and searching. I think once we reach next year, 2021, once we get a little bit into the year, you're going to have a lot, sort of a first quarter feel of 2021. We're going to have a lot more opportunities sort of crop up. But it seems that just the environment, the types of jobs and whatnot are going to be temporary for now, or the temp job. Seven of Pentacles reversed, again, just says we're not working on something that matters. So definitely sort of keep applying for the permanent jobs, but permanent jobs seem to be hard to come by in this particular area, field and whatnot at this particular time. The first quarter 2021 is going to be a lot better. It's going to be a lot cleaner. It feels like that has a lot of potential going there. All right. It's feeling like that. All right. What does Bowman think about me at this moment? Right now, what does Bowman think about you? All right. We'll see about that. In the meantime, Sunflower says, pick someone. Let's scroll up and see what may have been the cause of death. Sort of the nature of it. Do we have an answer about what may have been the cause of death? Is that your question, D-Dave? That's an odd question, but I'll go with it. I've had really odd questions before. Much worse than that one, I can tell you that. All right. What does Bowman think about me right now? We're going to come to that. But before we do that, let's get Sunflower. Choose someone. Let's see. We'll take that. I'll take that. I'll take it. DD. Cause of death. Well, let's see what's going on. with that. Wandering into the land unknown here. Of course, we're going to go with the Bohemian Gothic Tarot. If we're going to do a cause of death, got to have the Bohemian Gothic. There you go. All right. So this is hosted by Sunflower. So D-Day, be sure to thank Sunflower for your reading. In the meantime, hopefully we get a cause of death. Let's see about that. Hopefully we don't get a weird card where we have to sort of ignore it or wing it. 7 of Wands, the 5 of Pentacles, the 5 of Cups, and the Fool. They got into something that they shouldn't have gotten into. Seems to be it. Okay, before we do this, though, there we go. But they got the Death card. Nope, we got the Fool instead. Before we do this, this is entertainment purposes only. This is not a forensic analysis of their death, obviously. You know, I have to say that. But yeah, the Fool, they wandered into something they did not expect. They wandered into something they should not have been into. There you go. The Fool, we wandered into something we should have avoided. And I think that we saw that we should have avoided it, but we needed to do it anyway. One of those where we just need to just leap into it and find out what is going to happen at the end of the day. So the Fool says, yeah, we shouldn't have gone in, but we had to do it anyway. The 5 of Cups, once we got in there, we realized our mistake. Pretty much immediately, it seems to be, we realized about the mistake. Something happened there. When you come along, just let it happen, bro. There you go. The 5 of Cups, we realized our mistake. Not something that was emotionally good. It was something that was challenging. The 5 of Cups says we had emotional challenge. We had disappointment within that. We have another 5 as well. It seemed to affect our stability. Lily, thank you for your donation. I appreciate it. It seemed to affect our stability. So within this realm, we affected our stability and it just went downhill. It wasn't something that was stable anymore. It was something that was volatile. And suddenly, you know, we sort of got into this. The 7 of Wands said that we did try to recover from it. It's almost like that, oops, we got into something. We need to recover from it. We need to get through that. 7 of Wands, we did try. We tried to back out. And we tried to back out too late. Too late. The 7 of Wands, this defensive card where we're holding the stick and we're trying to defend ourselves. The 7 of Wands says we tried to back out at the last minute, but by then, it was too late. And we suffered the consequences. There we go. All right. Diet. Thought about diet and how it kept ignoring suggestions. Yeah, my diet was terrible and I ended up in the hospital. I ended up spending $10,000. I spent $10,000 because I had some weird heart thing where my heart would just race and my blood pressure would be 200 over 100 and I felt like I was dying. So I had to call 911. I'd never experienced that before, but ended up changing my diet and it fixed it. But that was a very, very expensive diet plan, I have to say now. All right. Let's see. If I make an oracle deck, will it sell? Sunflower wants to know. Here we go. Somebody on Instagram says, hi, do you have time for a reading today? I'm on stream. All right. I'm on stream. Jay, what's going on? If you're on stream, sure, I got time for a reading. Oh, okay. Well, sorry, that threw me off. Samantha wants to know if you make an oracle deck, will it sell? Sam, I want to see your oracle deck. I want to see it. You need to share. Sam, you need to add me on Instagram. Samantha, or do you have me on Instagram, Samantha? Because I want to see your oracle deck. I think all of you in chat should be making a deck. Bottom line, I would make tutorial videos that show you how. But those are getting like 100 views, and I don't want to crater my channel by putting up stuff that nobody wants to see. So, sorry. I will not be posting any more tutorials about how to make a cards. But yeah, oh well. But yes, make an oracle deck. Make an oracle deck. Will it sell though? That is the key. That is the question right there. Let's see about that. All right. So we got the Page of Swords, the Six of Cups, the Magician, ooh, and the Hanged Man. Samantha, I think you should go freaking wild with it. Samantha, you should just go wild with it. The Hanged Man says you should not be doing something that's normal. You should just use your imagination and go into the wild zone. And I think that's where it is going to be shine, right? It's going to be shined. The Shining. The Hanged Man. Don't do normal. Do your imagination. Let it flow. Let it go wild and see what happens. The Magician says you have the skills to do it. You can get it done. It is possible to sort of crank it out and get it done. The Magician says it's not going to be a problem at all. Go ahead and do that. Six of Cups says you do have people that are waiting for it. Six of Cups, it's where the girl hands the other girl a cup and they're all happy together. The Six of Cups says that is how it's going to be. You're going to hand these things. You're going to tell you they're going to get that done, and it's going to be pretty exciting. The Six of Cups says go for it. You have people waiting. They want to see your deck. Page of Swords as well. You're going to have to sort of relax with it. Don't get all freaked out with it. If you get over your head with something, of course, contact the Tarot Oracle guy. He will help you out with any technology issues that you got as far as getting this implemented. So there you go. Page of Swords says, just roll with it, but don't try to do stuff that you're not going to be able to do, basically. So there you go. But yes, absolutely. Magician, you got it. People are waiting for it. You got it. Hanged Man says go wild with it. Don't do a standard boring deck. You gotta be a little wild. Do the Samantha twist. That is going to be the key. Jamie, thank you for your donation. I appreciate that. Jamie wants to know what Bowman thinks about me right now. J.E. What do they think right now? Are they in there? Are they in there? Let's see about that. B. Astra and Yusuf. How are you doing tonight? Good to see you. Let's do the Bonefire Tarot. That is going to be it. That is going to be it. You said I should check out your channel to explain how you do it. D-Dave, I explain all my stuff in my book, D-Dave, which is on sale for like $4 right now. So you should go check that out. But yeah, I explain it in my book in great detail. By the way, if you're going to support my new Kickstarter tarot, I include the book is being reprinted. The physical book is being reprinted by popular demand, and it will have 100 extra pages that explain in detail all of the information about the new deck and how to interpret it. All right. The Magician reversed. What do they think about me right now? Four of coins, sorry. Six of Wands and the Four of Swords reversed. They could take you or leave you? I mean, you have the Six of Wands, the success. They see the interaction. They see you as successful. They see you as somebody that is successful, somebody that could be an interesting part of their life. The Four of Coins, do they really want to share stuff with you? Do they want to be opened up and see how that is going to be an option, right? The Four of Coins says, not really. I like you. I mean, Jamie, I love you. You're wonderful, but I really don't want to deal with you right now. It seems like that. The Four of Coins says they just don't want to deal with you. I don't know. Maybe they're busy. Maybe they got somebody else going on. Maybe they got some other things that are priority. It's just like, I don't want to share. I don't want to open up to Jamie. I want to sort of be a little bit closed up, a little bit on the closed side right now. You know what I mean? The Four of Swords, I don't want to get into a position to where something gets awkward. I don't want to get into a position where things just don't go the way that I want them to. I want to have a little more control over here, sort of the fine-tuned management thing, to where if I'm going to contact Jamie, Jamie and I are going to get together, I want it to be on the right key, and I don't want it to be something sort of weird. So I need to prepare. I need to sort of be on that right set of mind. The Magician says, but I'm not there yet. I'm not on that right set of mind. I got a lot going on, like you said. I got a lot of things happening. The magician, I just don't feel right. I don't feel like I'm in command. Don't feel like I have a lot of power right now. And so that's where I'm sort of at. And until I get that, until I'm more comfortable, then I need to, you know what I mean? They need to just sort of just be in that position. So anyway, so it's going to be a little bit of a delay, it seems, with that, right? A little Four of Swords, the delay feel with that, about opening up, about being really communicative, about sharing a lot of things. So yeah, there you go. All right. As always, thank you for your question. Thank you for hanging out tonight. I appreciate you as always. Career and school outcome for Lily. Lily, see about that. What is going on? By the way, that is, if you do have an oracle deck that you want to make, and you have technical questions about something, feel free to reach out to me. Email down there if I know you. I mean, if you're a regular person in chat, then yeah, I'll be happy to help you out with any technical questions that you got. Career, school, how is that going to go? How is that going to go? Because I don't want anybody to be stuck with technical stuff. I'd rather you do your art. If you have any questions about technical stuff, I can help you out if possible. All right, see what's going on with the career and school. We're going to do the oak, ash, and thorn. D-Dave, the link is in the description. Look for the Tarot Oracle shop on Etsy, and you can find the ebook is right in there. It is on sale for 15% off. I think it's a little over $4 for a 230-page ebook. That's not too bad. Also got an audiobook version as well. If you like my voice and just want me to read it to you at night, you know what I mean? Like you just like, I don't want to read it. I want T.O. to read it to me. Well, we got that option. That's only like $4 too. I don't know any audiobook that's only $4 other than the free ones. But yeah, it's a pretty good deal. Let's see about this, about the career school. Is that going to be a thing? What is going to be the outcome of that? Ace of Swords looking good. 6 of Wands looking good. 2 of Swords, not too bad. The 4 of Swords, yeah. You're going to have to take a break somewhere in there. It seems that we need a little bit of a break. We need a little bit of a hesitation here. And it could also mean a delay. I mean, the 4 of Swords is a delay card as well. Maybe it's taken longer than we expected. Maybe we need a little bit of a break. Maybe classes don't line up. We can't get the credits that we need to do all that stuff and just line up and all that. 4 of Swords says we either have a break or we have a rest or we have a delay or something in between there, sort of getting into that. Ace of Swords says you do have some positive communication to that. It is also, not only is the Ace of Swords about communication, air sign, it's also about learning and picking up knowledge. I think you're pretty good at that. You're able to sort of get that, right? And B. Azra wants to know, what are the rules? There is no list, B. There is no list. Donations take priority, then I pick at random. We have a lot of donations tonight, so I do not have time for randoms. But donations take priority, then I pick at random. B. I'm here every single night. B. For the rest of your life. Every single night. Forever, I will be here. All right, at 6:30 p.m. Central. Yeah, the 2 of Swords says we're sort of getting into that. This is something that we can get a good launch state. Jump in, feel it, get it going, have a good stuff. 6 of Wands, we will be successful at it. Just a matter of working at it. Again, delay or a bit of a hesitation with that. Overall, we get it done. 6 of Wands with the Ace of Swords, fantastic combination. And then we go. All right. Air sign and all of that stuff. There you go. Got a message. A friend died. Is it true? Well, Jay's. We got a bunch of death questions. All right. I don't know. Death or no death? That's not something you get to read. That's sort of just a yes or no. Let's see. Give me liberty or give me death, I guess. We'll see about that. Last reading of the night, by the way. Again, I'm here every single night for the rest of your life. So if you want a reading, if you want to hang out with me, if you want to listen, you want to get some fun stuff, I am here. Did they die? What deck are we going to use for Did They Die? I'm thinking the Poe. A lot of people are going to say the Telltale Heart. The Telltale Heart. Does it come up or not? That's going to be critical. That is going to be critical indeed. Obviously, did they die or not should be something you can easily find out with a quick call. But let's see, we're just doing an entertainment reading, and see how that goes. We'll do 4 cards. We'll see what we get and see what the merry path that this is going to lead us down. Let me reply to this person about a private reading. Hang on a second. Yes, in 1 hour. Okay. All right. What do we got? What is the... Oh, I see how they have it hidden. We have the 2 of Wands. We have the King of Pentacles, the High Priestess, and the 5 of Cups. I don't really see anything that says death. I don't have any death. I don't have any tower. I have a 5 of Cups of a disappointment in a graveyard. We have somebody in a graveyard mourning somebody that has died. We have an issue with the 2 of Wands where we went on a journey, but we had a mastery level of that. We have the retired banker, and then we have this sort of intuitive thing. I don't know. You could go either way. This is definitely a 50-50 chance here. One of those, you know what I mean? Let's go out on a limb, say entertainment purposes only, buttery muffins and everything else. Did they give you liberty or did they give you death? I'm going for death. Okay, this whole thing, we have a story leading up to this. The story is that we are masters of what we had, but we lost control over one particular aspect of something that we had control over. So we had control over it, but we lost control during a mixture of that. The High Priestess says that there was something to be paid for that. We had a major outcome. And the reason that I'm saying that we do not have liberty is because of this card. Let's see if I can get it in focus. I miss my autofocus. I wish autofocus didn't just go all over the place, but it does. We have this card, which is the 5 of Cups, disappointment, Lord of Disappointment, and they are mourning somebody at a gravestone. So we're going with that. I think this definitely does point to, and obviously entertainment purposes, I think it definitely does point to some a demise. We have a demise card here. All right. Dr. Mystical, welcome. Dr. Mystical came in for the death reading. Dr. Mystical, you're just in time, Dr. Mystical. Anyway, but yeah, we do have a gravestone. I do say they did not get liberty. There you go. All right. And with that, we are done. As always, I'm here every night. Please join me again tomorrow night because I'm going to be back tomorrow night. I'm back every single night for the rest of your natural life. So come back and see me. Talk to you then.
You got me in the mood. It feels like I'm about to get screwed. My heart is easily misled. They say once you